National Junior College Athletic Association, Region 15 and Queensborough, promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Negative comments, profanity, racist, sexist, or other abusive comments or actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or a team representative will not be tolerated and are grounds for the removal from the facility. Queensborough thanks you for your support and your cooperation. And now the starting lineup for the Nassau Community College Lions. Number 2, Edwin Sainville. Number 3, Shaquille Waldron. Number 5, Elijah Chambers. Number 23, Eric Mack. And number 33, Jaleel Charge. The assistant coaches for the Lions, Sharif Porter, Roy Beekman, and Dwight Jones. The head coach, A.J. Winder. And now the starting lineup for the very own Queensborough Community College Tigers. From Lowell High School, number 23, Jordan Chateau. From Benjamin Cardoza High School, number 33, Sven Hunt. From Benjamin Cardoza High School, number 2, Joshua Lee. From Forest Hills High School, number 20, Eric Light. And from Francis Lewis High School, number 22, James Wills. The assistant coaches are Colin Williams, Kirk Nichols, Gerard Simpson, the head coach Clarence Semenko.
This is QCC alum David Russell. The Nassau Lions getting ready to take on the Queensborough Tigers. The starting 5 for A.J. Winder's Lions: Edwin Sainville, Shaquille Waldron, Elijah Chambers, Eric Mack, and Jaleel Charles. The starting 5 for Queensborough: Joshua Lee, Eric Light, James Wells, Jordan Chateau, and Sven Hunt. Joining me today is a former Region 15 head coach from FIT and more recently at BMCC, Mike Kerr. I'm wondering what you can expect when you face an A.J. Winder coach team.
Well, thanks, David. Coach Winder has been very consistent in his time at Nassau, always finishing near the top of the league. His what you can expect is a very well-coached team. They do a lot of different things, a lot of man, a lot of zone. They do a lot of different kind of pressing, and the main thing is they execute the stuff that Coach Winder wants very, very well. So you've really got to have a good scout on them, and you really got to be really communicate well on defense against them, and you got to really not take plays off.
Queensborough in the white, Nassau in the dark jerseys. Pun jumping against Mack, and the opening tip is won by the Lions. Chambers, jumper, no good. There's an offensive rebound, though. These teams met back on November 6th in the season opener at Nassau, and the Lions won 88-65. Queensborough did lead once in that game, 1-0. Queensborough looking for a better showing today. Outside, Chambers faked the shot. On pass, Mack's jumper is no good and rebounded by Chateau. And then he loses it out of bounds.
Yeah, Queensborough starting out in their 2-3 zone. Nassau doing a very nice job getting a lot of ball reversal, swinging it from side to side and waiting for a good shot.
And one of the Nassau assistants, another coach you're familiar with, Roy Beekman, who used to coach at Hostos.
Yeah, for sure. He had a lot of good years at Hostos.
Chambers hits a 3, and the Lions take the first lead of the game.
Chambers, one of the better shooters on Nassau, and they're opening up in a 2-2-1 press. Right after that first made field goal. Dropping back to man, it looks like.
Joshua Lee with the ball. And there's a foul called against the Lions before the shot. It's against Sainville, his first. Eric White will inbound. Go into Chateau. And traveling is called against Chateau.
Yeah, must took an extra step. It was a nice attempt with the left-handed jump hook by Chateau. Unfortunately, one too many steps.
Queensboro players heard the whistle. I think they thought it was an and one.
So it's what it appeared to be at first. Everybody stopped playing for a minute.
Queensboro comes away with the turnover and then a reach-in foul. The coach's favorite, right? A foul 85 feet away from the basket.
Yeah, silly foul. I do like the way Coach Winder and Nassau is attacking the 2-3 zone. They're getting a lot of fills to the high post from the opposite side, which is behind the zone's eyes. Always a good way to come from behind the zone.
There's a long pass to Chateau. Reversing the ball to White. White directing traffic into Hunt. Hunt had it taken away by Waldron, and then it's turned back over.
It also appears that Sainville is almost face guarding Joshua Lee for Queensboro, trying to keep him from getting the ball. Let's take a look at that. I think everybody else is playing sort of a straight man, but he's really up tight on Lee, trying to almost deny him all over the court.
Lee had 28 points against Orange the other day.
Yeah, that would be the guy to deny.
White. And a foul was called against Nassau.
Yeah, that foul is not so bad. I mean, they're being really aggressive. Now they switched that ball screen, but they're being really aggressive, and aggressive fouls aren't so bad. A good, tough defensive team is going to commit fouls. You got to live with that.
Pass to Chateau somehow found its way to Lee. Lee to the basket. The shot off glass, no good. Hunt the rebound. And Chambers is called for a reach-in foul. So that's 4 fouls against Nassau. Excuse me, it's actually against Sainville. It's the second on Sainville. Sven Hunt is at the line. Hunt makes the first. And Green going in for Sainville.
Yes, Kavion Green out of Amityville High School out in Long Island. Very good prep player out there in Amityville last year.
Hunt makes both. It's 3-2 Nassau.
Queensboro back in their 2-3 zone. See if Nassau attacking a little different now with consecutive ball screens. Quick reversal. Open jump shot. It's good. I hate to step on your toes, David, but I'm doing play-by-play now.
And it's Green who just came into the game with the 3-pointer, making it 6-2 Nassau. Hunt gets it to Chateau, and that pass was fired past Wells.
Nassau up pressing that 2-2-1, and a big reason why you press is to speed the other team up, and that's how they forced that turnover. Queensboro got sped up a little bit from the press, and works for Nassau.
Now Queensboro with some pressure of their own, and they beat the press. Counted on the foul. Mack finishes at the basket.
That was a great finish. I know I used to teach guys, and a lot of coaches teach guys to always get up off 2 feet for layups, anticipating contact so that you can still finish and make the 3-point play, like we just saw from Mack.
8-2 Nassau as the foul was on James Wells. Trying to finish the conventional 3-point play, and does. 9-2 Nassau. Hunt back to Chateau. Queensboro doesn't want to be run out of the gym early. Remember, Nassau blew them out in the first meeting. Go inside to Chateau, and Chateau puts it in off glass. 9-4. Some more pressure from the Tigers. Green got around Chateau, now numbers for the Lions, and the alley-oop! Mack makes it 11-4.
The problem with pressing full court is you got to get back once you get beat. You got to get your bodies below the line of the ball.
White finishes off glass.
It's a 1-2-2 press by Queensboro is working well. Nassau is inbounding the ball. A little too close to the sideline, a little too deep. Queensboro is very close to setting a really good trap in that first pass.
3-pointer is no good from Green. Hunt comes away with it. Now Joshua Lee crossing half court. Lee, nice bounce pass to Wells, who finishes. 11-8. Now Queensboro backs off a bit. Chambers. There's Waldron, jumper, good. Waldron with a nice shot, making it 13-8. Long pass to Lee, it's a 2-on-1 now, and Mack blocks a shot. And now Nassau the other way. Waldron is fouled.
A lot of up and down action.
Gotta look out for Mack, leading Nassau with 4 blocks per game. As the foul is on Eric White, his first.
I really like what Nassau is doing against the 2-3 zone with this. They set 2 consecutive ball screens, east-west on the 2 guards. Then they look for the first or second pass on reversal. It takes the bottom line completely out of it. So if they get good screens, they may have a wide-open jump shot. That first pass, Waldron had the jump shot last time. The time before, he made 1 extra pass to the corner, and Mack hit the 3.
Waldron looking to make both. And does. It's 15-8. Nassau with 15 points, 4 minutes into the game. Quick game, long pass to Light. And Light puts it in off glass.
Nassau switched up to a 2-1-2 press that time. Coach Winder calls it orange for all you guys scouting today.
15-10. Waldron to Green. And Mack is fouled on the way up. And that's the first foul on Chateau. Good balanced scoring for Nassau. 4 for Waldron, 3 for Chambers, 3 for Green, 5 for Mack.
I'll be ready to see a different type of press from Nassau should he make this second shot, should Mack make the second shot. Probably a full court man, maybe a run and jump.
Mack misses both.
I guess we'll never know.
And Light back down the other way in a hurry. Inside Hunt. Tried to get it to Wells, but it was stolen. Chambers. That shot is no good and tipped in by Mack.
Mack showing a lot of athleticism and just getting after it and throwing his body at the rim.
Lee all the way to the basket. It's no good. Nothing but dark jerseys around him. 17-10 Nassau, 5 minutes in. We go inside, nice pass, and better defense by Chateau.
Nice look in there. McDonald set the screen on the baseline and then flashed hard to the ball, and he was the open man and got it to him, but Chateau's defense is a little too much for him.
And Kareem Paul is in for the Tigers, number 4. Pass was tipped, and McDonald bats it the other way. Now Nassau with the numbers. Alley-oop again! Mack.
This is becoming a recurring theme here.
Eric Mack, the highlight reel, as Paul almost lost it. Light's jumper is no good. Now Nassau running the other way. That's no good. And a nice job by Green to swoop in for the rebound.
Very up and down game. It seems the up-tempo is favoring Nassau so far for sure.
And Green is called for the foul. Does seem like Queensboro was getting past the Nassau press.
Well, they switched up to a man-to-man press. This is what they were going to do on the last free throw that Mack had missed.
Waldron blocked the shot from behind. Thought about taking the jumper. Now bounce pass Mack is called for traveling.
Waldron passed up an open 3. Only shooting 17% on the season, so maybe not the worst idea.
And timeout is called by Queensboro. 13:55 to go in the first half. Nassau leading 19-10.
And while we have a minute, I just wanted to tell you, David, that I'm very excited to be doing the game here. I didn't have a chance early. I'm excited about doing it. Something new for me after having coached for so long. I feel like we're going to have a good game. We have good chemistry. I feel a lot of untapped potential up here in the booth. How about you?
Glad to have you along.
So now, I mean, if I'm on the bench, if I'm on Queensborough's bench, I try to slow the pace down. This up and down, I mean, they're trying to, I think Queensborough likes to play fast, but Nassau is really just getting a lot of open looks. 2 alley-oop dunks already in transition. You can't let, a good team like Nassau get too many easy looks. You might see Queensborough, drop back to zone, not press so much, try to slow the pace a little bit, and walk it up, run some set plays instead of the offense where they're kind of shooting a little too fast. We'll see what coach decides.
What do you make of the Tiger season? They lost to Nassau and then beat Suffolk, and then they had a 5-game losing streak, a 3-game winning streak, a 2-game losing streak, and a 2-game winning streak.
I would say the word is inconsistent, but not all bad. At least it's better than consistently bad. There you win some, lose some. It's gotta start putting it together.
After the timeout, Kareem Paul attacking the basket, and a charge is called.
That's Jaleel Charles, who just entered the game. Normally a starter for Nassau, and their leading scorer and rebounder as well. Just came in and took that charge. So, hey, that's a way to get back in the starting lineup.
We went up to Sullivan County to see the Nationals last year, and he put on some show against one of the top 10 teams in the country. They had no answer for him.
Yeah, he was a big reason why they did so well last year, during the year, and also in the postseason.
Charles with the rebound, and then lost it on the way up. Chateau altered the shot. Paul. The wild shot is good. It's 19-12.
Nice finish, taking it at him, challenging the defense. Nice finish.
Waldron being guarded by Paul. Tried to get it inside. It was thrown right to Paul. Pass was a little behind Lee, and he threw it behind Paul. And they give away a fast break opportunity.
Yeah, tough 3-on-1, almost 3-on-2. You got to make sure you get at least to the foul line, if not a bucket on that.
7 minutes in, Lions leading the Tigers 19-12. Chambers. The jumper was taken by Kevon Chambers. Hunt lost the handle on it. And now Green can't finish at the basket. Lee the other way for the Tigers. Lee to Chateau. Chateau can't finish, tried to tip it in, couldn't get it, and it's rebounded by Charles.
Yeah, the Queensborough should have scored on that. Waldron really didn't do a great job on transition defense. He kept backing up, never picked up the ball early. It gave Chateau a great chance at an easy layup that he just went in and out.
Elijah Chambers being guarded by Joshua Lee. Corner 3 from Green is no good, tipped, and a foul is called. And it's going to go against Jaleel Charles, I believe. And that's the first on Jaleel. He had a good game against Queensborough back on November 6th.
Jaleel Charles, a product of Thomas Edison High School in Queens. Local guy, if you're a Queensborough person. Chose Nassau instead.
A guy who could play at the next level, I think.
Definitely believe so. With size like that, think about him. He obviously needs work, but he has really good feet and he has really good hands. He catches a lot of stuff. He has good footwork. He needs to work on his finishing. He needs to work on his physical conditioning, which actually has gotten better the last 2 years or so since I've seen him. But definitely a guy who should be looking to play at the 4-year senior college level.
Eric Light putting the high floater over Jaleel Charles there. It's 19-14. And good defense by Queensborough, down to 10 on the shot clock. And there's another foul on Charles, who can't believe it. That's number 2 on Charles.
Charles has to watch out a little. He just came in the game, got 2 fouls that he obviously didn't agree with, and he's starting to talk a little bit, and the refs are now paying attention to him. So he needs to be careful.
Are there ever any players that agree with fouls?
No, not when they go against them. No, most coaches either.
Lee, nice move to the basket, but he couldn't finish. Almost got his own rebound, but he touched it last. They are getting inside against Nassau.
Yeah, they are. They're attacking. I mean, they have guys who can put it on the floor, get by their man, and then it's a matter of Nassau rotating over to help and make them miss shots and containing that first defensive rebound. They're certainly getting there. But now Queensborough, they got to find ways to finish.
They go inside to Charles. And a foul against the Tigers. It is on Chateau, and that is number 2 on him. I think Clarence Amengo is going to get him out. Rodney Monroe goes in.
Replacing a big boy with another big boy. An even bigger boy.
Go outside, the catch and shoot 3 is no good. And Charles with the rebound right over Monroe's head, counted on the foul.
I guess Monroe is not big enough to rebound the ball over Jaleel Charles, who just literally reached over his head and grabbed the ball with 2 hands. We mentioned before that he has good hands and he does catch most things that come around him.
If you're Coach Amengo, you put in Monroe, and then he commits a foul as soon as he goes in.
Well,
and Charles finishes a 3-point play. Sorry, Mike.
Sorry. Yeah, well, it's tough. I mean, Jaleel Charles is a handful to guard. He's a big body at 6'8". His weight is not listed on the roster, but he hasn't missed many meals. So he's a guy that you have to not let catch in the low post area. You have to front him. Got to get help side. Just can't let him catch the ball. Once he gets it down low, he's going to be very, very hard to stop.
Charles pulled down the rebound. Nassau the other way, and the 3-pointer is good. It's Gabadon who makes it 25-14.
Gabadon playing sparingly this year. He's appeared in 10 games. Hasn't played that much. That's his second 3-pointer of the season that he's made.
So a little 6-0 run for Nassau. Light outside. Lee is straight on 3 is no good. And rebounded by Charles in a crowd of white jerseys.
Yeah, you can see the effect that Charles has had already. He just gets his hands on all the rebounds.
And then that's not his game, trying a crossover. Queensborough the other way. Lee lays it in. And
that's another effect that he just had. Maybe not a positive one for Nassau. Maybe he should stick to the things he does well.
25-16. Nassau leading by 9. 9:35 to go in the first half. Gabadon another 3. It's no good. Rebounded by Light. And Mack takes it away and is fouled.
He just took it right out of Light's hands. Mack is a tough player. Plays hard. Obviously he's athletic. Throws his body around. Isn't afraid to be physical. Isn't afraid to run the floor hard and play with a little bit of reckless abandon. But he's been very impressive in this half so far.
And that's foul number 2 on Monroe.
Fouls are building up.
First one is good. We talk a lot about Jaleel Charles, but you look at Mack, 3rd on the team in points, 2nd in rebounds, and leading in blocks.
Yeah, he probably had at least as much of an impact in the front court for Nassau this year. Although, he's built like a guard at the college level, but he certainly does the dirty work.
26-16. Kareem Paul, little jumper is good. 26-18. Nassau trying to push it back into double digits. Go outside, Elijah Chambers. And traveling is called. Ball back to QCC.
Maybe a little momentum going the Tigers' way now.
And timeout taken by A.J. Winder. With 8:55 to go, Nassau leading 26-18.
We saw four fouls committed by Nassau in the first 2 minutes of the game. I know you mentioned it, David, and now it's evening out. And like you said before, Queensborough's doing a pretty good job of getting to the rim, having some trouble finishing. So if they can just get the ball in the basket when they get these easy looks, they're right in this game.
Look, a problem for Queensboro, it's the bigs who are in foul trouble, and if they keep going inside to Charles,
Exactly.
the Tigers are in a lot of trouble. The game here last year, which was actually opening night, Nassau was up by 7 at halftime, and Charles didn't even play in the first half. And he came in the second half, and Nassau went on to win by 35.
Well, that's quite an impression.
This game was actually supposed to be at Nassau. The November 6th game was supposed to be here, and somebody from ASA broke the hoop here, so they needed to play that one at Nassau.
I don't know if I like the negative ASA reference right off the bat, but he is where he is from.
Wells to Lee. Paul inside to Wells. Light dribbles outside. Paul for 3. No good. And chased down by Elijah Chambers.
Nassau coming out in zone after that timeout. Trying to give Queensboro a little different look.
Chambers. Pass inside. Charles going to the basket. Couldn't finish. Got his own rebound. And Mack with the tip in. I think Queensboro may have wanted goaltending. They don't get it. It's 28-18.
Everybody was so focused on Jaleel Charles, and Hunt did a nice job making a miss, but we got to check out the other players.
Wells from Light. It's 28-20.
And by check out the other players, I don't mean turn around and look at them. I mean box them out.
Waldron. Jumper is no good. Almost tipped in by Mack. Charles gets it and puts it in. And they're just doing so much damage around the basket.
Yeah, and it looks like Charles, he gets another finish, but Mack made that play. I mean, he kept the ball alive with the offensive tip back. And, Queensboro's got to put a body on him. They're just chucking and chasing with him, and he's running to the glass and keeping the ball alive for his teammates.
And there's a turnover. Nassau the other way. Waldron with Light between him and the basket.
Here he comes again.
Mack! No basket. And then a technical foul, I believe. Mack hung on the rim.
Coach Winder speaking to the referee about the fact that Mack hung on the rim because the ball was underneath him and he didn't want to let go and fall and risk injury. And the technical was called because he was hanging on the rim. So they're going to talk it over now and sort it all out.
Bringing the coaches over.
I'll tell you, we've talked a little bit about, Jaleel Charles coming in and making an impact. I mean, Eric Mack is dominating this game, especially on the offensive glass and in transition. I mean, he's going to be a big topic of conversation in the Queensboro locker room at halftime, that's for sure.
So no technical foul after all. Looked like they might assess someone.
Some great coaching by Coach Winder there, which I had thought of it when I coached.
Your guys always got called for technicals.
No, we didn't have many. There's always a few. We didn't have many.
7 minutes to go. Nassau leading Queensboro 30-20.
We didn't get many technicals for hanging on rims or anything.
When you got called for technicals, you got your money's worth.
I'm just gonna reserve comment to say I've never hung on a rim.
First foul on Gabadon. Paul makes the front end of the 1-and-1. 30-21. As Brandon Jones goes in for the Lions. Paul makes both. It's 30-22. Well under 7 minutes to play in the first half.
Now this is the zone offense Nassau started the game in.
And McDonald had it go through his hands and out of bounds.
So Nassau is they've done a few different things against Queensborough's 2-3 zone, but they're back in the offense that they began the game in, where they get the ball to one side of the court, and then they replace with the wing from the opposite side, coming up from behind the zone, hoping that the defensive players are looking at the ball and don't see the man coming to the middle.
And Queensborough beats the zone there. They go inside to Hunt, and Hunt finishes.
I'm glad to see Hunt making a contribution. He's been quiet this half. He's a pretty good player.
The Cardozo product. Faking the threes, Chambers. Fake the shot, they got Wills up in the air, and a nice move by McDonald to go to the basket. 32-24, 6 minutes to play in the first.
Nice take. McDonald, only about 6'2", very undersized, but he plays forward, but he's very productive. He's had a really good year for them backing up the forward spot.
They go inside again to Hunt. Outside, Light, jumper from the free throw line is no good. Got a good look.
And Light had very good footwork stepping into that shot. I thought that was going to go down.
Chambers being guarded by Paul. Waldron, mid-range jumper is good. And the lead is back up to 10. Seems like Queensborough gets close, and then Nassau hits a few baskets to make it 10 again.
Right, they just can't get into that 1-2 possession range.
Hunt making his move and lost it on the way up. Tried to get it back. And a foul is called against QCC. Hunt is called for a push-off. His first foul, and a 1-and-1 situation for Nassau. Elijah Chambers at the line.
Elijah Chambers shooting only 55% from the free throw line this season.
Chambers makes the first, 35-24. (36-24). There's 6 quick points in a row for the Lions. Lead is up to 12. As Chambers goes to the bench after making the 2 free throws. Joshua Lee the other way for QCC, and Paul getting out of his way. Lee directing traffic. Lee, shot off glass is no good, and Nassau comes away with it. See if they blow the whistle. Queensborough gets it. Wills to Lee, and Lee puts it in off glass.
A nice hustle by Willis for Queensborough. Keep that rebound alive and get that steal at the end.
Now facing some pressure, almost caused a turnover. And a nice play by Waldron to go all the way. And the lead is back up to 12, 38-26.
Yeah, that's Waldron's game. He's a long, athletic kid, a little slim, but he can get to the rim. He can finish going to the basket. He's good in transition, good in kind of open court plays like that.
White, tough jumper is good. 38-28, and 8 points in the first half for White to lead the Tigers. Here's Nassau the other way. And Wills took it away from McDonald. Now fast break for the Tigers. Paul has it blocked.
Got to give that up. He had Sven Hunt running down the middle of the lane. He kept it long enough to draw defense. You got to dump that off for an easy layup.
Queensborough will keep it. Smack has to tuck his jersey in, and does. White inbounding to Hunt. And there's a tie-up. A nice job to get the hand in by Brandon Jones. Possession arrow, it will stay with Queensborough. 28 on the shot clock. White to Hunt. And Hunt puts it in.
Nice play by Queensborough. Nice play.
Wills got the hand in, but couldn't save it. Nice hustle by James Wills. He's been everywhere.
Yeah, he brings a little spark off the bench. He's done well. He's actually started a few games recently for the Tigers as well.
Bibin Shrestha goes in. Guard who played at Newtown and then Flushing.
Yeah, local boy. Tell you what, if I'm Coach Amenga at Queensboro, at halftime I change the name of that 41 out of bounds play. They're looking for that lob.
Waldron, the jumper is good, and Waldron, he's hit 2 or 3 shots from there. 40-30 Nassau. 3:30 to go in the first.
I think Waldron scored their last 6 points.
And a foul is called. So it's number 10 on Nassau. So 2 shots for Joshua Lee. Lee makes the first, 40-31. Lee with 5 points in the first half.
Now with 3:24 to go, I mean, Queensboro, you're down 9, shooting a free throw here. I mean, if you can get it to 5 or 4 or 3 by halftime, you got to feel really good about yourself.
And Lee misses the free throw.
Yeah, don't try to, go up 20 by halftime. Just play to get stops and, score on most of your possessions. Get yourself close.
There's a foul against the Tigers. There's number 2 on Wills. So 1-1 for Nassau.
Sorry, I think I was calling James Wills. I was calling him Willis. What you talking about?
Green makes the first, 41-31.
That was actually your line, David.
Green makes both. It's 42-31. And a very crucial 3 minutes and 10 seconds for the Tigers.
Light almost lost the ball in the backcourt. Now he throws it away. Kavion Green with the steal.
And Mack is fouled on the way up. Nassau has a chance to hit the 50 mark by halftime.
Always a number you don't want to see when you're on the other bench.
Unless you have more than 50.
That always helps.
That's number 2 on Light. Look at the foul situation. Monroe, Chateau, Wills, and Light all have 2 apiece.
Yeah, I was wondering about Chateau. He hasn't been in the game in a long time. If he has 2, I mean, you could get him in there for a little bit, especially with Charles out of the game for Nassau. Get some size in there. Get a few easy baskets.
Misses them both. 3 minutes to go. Nassau leading 42-31. Joshua Lee. Light asking for it, gets it. Oh, inside Hunt. Bibben Shrestha outside, going inside into the lane. Lefty floater is good. And Bibben has his first points of the game. Some pressure by Queensboro. Waldron. Good defense by Bibben. Here's Green. Green all the way to the basket and finishing at the rim. 44-33.
That was a tough possession to Queensboro.
And now a turnover. And then Green loses it to Wills. Under 2 minutes to play in the first. Light. Nice pass to Shrestha. And Shrestha puts it in. 44-35. And some pressure by the Tigers. They got to get it across half court. And they just make it before the 10 seconds. And a nice play. Onwaika puts it in. 46-35. 90 seconds to go in the first.
They're back to 11 points now, like you said before, David. Every time Queensboro starts knocking on the door, Nassau gets a couple baskets.
Light misses the jumper. Green with the rebound, and Nassau with numbers the other way. Green going all the way and finishing. 48-35.
Yeah, Queensborough's transition defense is, for lack of a better word, very poor. They don't step up and challenge the ball. They just let guys get all the way to the rim. I mean, foul the guy or something. I mean, you just can't let the guys get layups over and over.
Hunt inside. Little hook shot was no good. Hunt gets it back and misses the dunk. And Nassau will get the ball. And when you're trying to come back against a team as good as Nassau or against anybody, you got to finish cells.
Oh, no question, no question. 2 points is 2 points. It doesn't have to be a dunk.
Nassau leading 48-35. About 9-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Green being guarded by Lee. Down to 12 on the shot clock. Green puts up an air ball, and then a foul is called against Nassau.
And Green got away with a little push-off on Sretha on the drive as well.
Foul is on Brandon Jones, his first. And that will be free throws for Queensborough.
Yeah, Queensborough was right there, and we mentioned it with about 3 minutes left or so, 3.5 minutes left. They were right there. They had it to 9 points. They were actually shooting a free throw. Ended up missing that one. Now it's up to 13. Like you were saying before, again, I mean, Queensborough gets close and he just can't get, to 4, 3 points, 2 points away.
Wills misses the first.
Now with 18 seconds left, if you're Queensborough, you do not want to give up a bucket before halftime. You've got to play defense for half of a shot clock.
Wills misses both. Nassau can hold for the final shot. 12 seconds to go in the first half. 10 seconds. They're down to 5 seconds. Got to make his move. Onwaika puts up a three, and it's no good. And there's the stop Queensborough needs. But an impressive first half for the Lions. They lead 48-35 going into the locker room. And what do you tell your team if you're Clarence Amengo?
Well, I mean, both teams are playing hard. I mean, Queensborough hasn't been terrible, but there are a couple things you have to deal with. You gotta keep Eric Mack away from the glass. I mean, he's really hurting them with just crashing the offensive boards, getting put-back layups, put-back dunks, just keeping the ball alive for teammates. Another thing is their transition defense has got to be a focus this half. They're pressing into full court. Nassau, when they find ways to break the press, it's a little bit of a scattered situation, and you have to teach and practice transition defense. When you're on the run, you're not completely set. But the big part of it is someone's got to step up and stop the ball as early as possible, communicate it. Everyone else reads off of him and picks up the other players and picks up the cutters in the most dangerous spots until the other guys can get back and set their five-man defense. It seems they just back up and they just let the ball handler just continue to dribble. How many times have we seen, right over half court, a dribbler just take it and just dribble all the way and get all the way to the rim, make or miss? It's that defense has got to be stepped up.
So at halftime, Nassau leads Queensborough 48-35. Second half about to begin. Nassau leading Queensborough 48-35. Good balanced scoring for the Lions. Waldron has 10. Mack has a dozen. And Green has 9.
Jaleel Charles in the starting lineup for Nassau this half. Didn't play much in the first half.
What do you do if you're Queensborough and you have 3 guys on Nassau, 2 who are in double digits and another guy with 9 points? How do you defend a team with so many weapons?
Well, you just got to make a commitment all around and just make Nassau take difficult, contested shots as much as you can. A lot of Nassau scoring has been in transition and on offensive putbacks. And those are things that are controllable. So they just have to concentrate a little more, work a little harder on transition, and they'll be all right.
And Queensborough forces a turnover. They stripped it from Charles, and then he touched it last.
Good hustle on that by both players.
Queensborough's first possession of the second half. They trail by 13, and then a foul is called, and that will be number 3 on Sainville. And he hasn't been in the game that long, but that's 3 fouls on him.
That could be big. That's one of their better guards. He and Chambers are really the 2 best guards. If he picks up his 4th here and has to hit the bench, that could hurt Nassau.
Almost a backcourt violation. Lee.
Hard to tell with all the lines here.
Tried to get it into Chateau, but it was stolen. Mack is fouled by Lee.
Nice flash by Jordan Chateau for Queensborough, but Mack read it from behind and went out and tipped the ball ahead for the fast break.
And something you brought up in the first half, you were saying maybe give a foul instead of just letting them go. The basket, and Joshua Lee commits one, and that's only his first. And Mack misses the free throw.
There you go.
We'll love defense leading to offense for Nassau as Mack hits the free throw. It's 49-35. First minute of play in the second half.
Nassau back in the 2-2-1 zone to start the half here. They had a lot of success with it in the first half.
And there's a turnover.
And there's another one, another example of the press just speeding up Queensborough and sort of, leading them into mistakes, into being a little bit sloppy with the ball. Nassau player didn't steal the ball, but that's not really the point of the press. The point of a press is to speed up the offense and make them either commit a turnover or take a quick, rushed, bad shot.
And could even take your legs out while shooting. A lot it can do without it showing up in the box score, as that shot is no good. Mack on the boards. The foul is called. And that's number 3 on Chateau. And he was on the bench for a good portion of the first half with the 2 fouls.
Yeah, trying to protect him in the first half, and sort of didn't pay off because he's coming out again, and only just over a minute into the second half. And that's gonna hurt. I mean, they're gonna need Sven Hunt to really step up. And if they can get Monroe back in the game, who also has 2 fouls, so they got to throw some taller bodies on Charles and someone to block out Mack.
51-35 Nassau. As Wills misses. Sainville. Paul got a hand on it.
Waldron missed Jaleel Charles underneath. He was open. He had a layup.
Waldron, go back outside. Still 15 on the shot clock. They go inside. Charles makes his move and puts it in off glass.
Pretty basket. Pretty reverse layup with the right hand.
53-35, and Nassau still with some pressure. And there's another turnover. Queensborough turned it over 26 times in the first game between these two teams. And there's a timeout. 18:03 to go. Nassau up 53-35. It's funny to see. Usually you think of a team pressing when they're down and they need turnovers. Nassau goes up and they still keep the pressure on.
Yeah, well, a lot of coaches, they live by the press. Not that Nassau does it 100% of the time, but they had a lot of success with it in the first half. They see that when they speed Queensborough up, they can force them into some bad decisions or turnovers. And, hey, why not work with, stay with something that's working?
If you're Queensborough in the final 18 minutes, I mean, they need to play a near-perfect second half, and even that might not be enough to get back in this.
Yeah, I know. It's a little early with 18 to go, but as a coach, something that I used to always do and other coaches do is you start looking at the scoreboard, whether you're up or down. And, if you're Nassau, it's 53-35. You sort of pick a number in your head that you have to get to. So you figure if they get to like 70, 75, this game is over. So it seems like, so you tell your guys, you have 18 minutes to get me 20 points. And that's not that hard to do, you would think. So now if they do that, I mean, Queensborough's got, a monumental task in coming back, seeing how they only have 35 now. So sometimes it's a way to set small goals to keep your guys confident. And, unfortunately, when you're on your other end, you don't want to tell your kids that.
And Queensborough with some pressure after the timeout. And a force out along the sideline. That's going to be the second foul on Kareem Paul.
Yeah, Paul a little too aggressive on that. Pushed his body into the ball handler.
Nassau might be content to run a little clock now. So with the 18-point lead.
You think that, but Coach Winder was just yelling at Sainville for holding the ball up top. He's run offense. Let's go.
And there's another foul against the Tigers, and that's number 3 on Wells. So fouls are piling up.
And no one's looking to hold the ball to run clock now with this much time left. Still almost 18 minutes. Long way to go.
Now the refs confer. Actually inbounded from the side as opposed to under the basket. Chambers inbounding, and it's turned over. Lee gets it to Paul. Paul's shot is blocked. Hunt is there and dunks.
A good follow-up by Hunt. Didn't give up on it. Didn't assume that Paul was going to make the layup. Followed it up. Came up with a wide-open dunk.
Nassau leading by 16. Going into the lane, the shot is no good. Loose ball, it's picked up by Charles. And Charles was fouled on the way up. If that's on Paul, it's his third.
I think it is.
It is. That's the third Tiger with 3 fouls now.
So now with Chateau on the bench with foul trouble for Queensboro, Sven Hunt is actually working very hard, doing a pretty good job fronting and three-quartering Jaleel Charles, so he just doesn't catch the ball straight into the post. Now he got it off of a miss, so if you're Queensboro, like all defensive teams, you got to make the team miss, but then you got to secure that first rebound.
And Bibin Shrestha goes in for Joshua Lee. But Amengo sticking with Wills and Paul, who both have 3 fouls.
Nassau definitely setting up a 2-1 press with their guards up on the line, already up in the front.
Charles splits the free throws. It's 54-37. And there's a turnover. Alley-oop, and Mack finishes. 56-37. And a foul called against Nassau. They are flying to the ball.
Yeah, I mean Nassau's press is obviously giving Queensboro a lot of trouble, but it really, if you look close at Queensboro, their fundamentals need to improve. I mean, no one's coming hard to the ball to meet the passes. I don't see any ball fakes. I mean, Nassau just they look at the Queensboro players' eyes and they just run. They just run to the ball, and they're getting a lot of deflections and steals out of it. Queensboro should realize to take care of the ball a lot better.
And that was Waldron's first foul. Remember, Nassau committed 4 fouls in the first 2 minutes, and you were saying how aggressive teams commit a lot of fouls. They've done a good job. There's nobody in a lot of foul trouble. Sainville has 3, but nobody else has more than 2.
Right, it's always a plus when you keep your guys out of foul trouble. I mean, Nassau's a fairly deep team, though. I think they can handle a little bit of foul trouble, maybe better than Queensboro can. They go a little deeper on their bench with more productive players.
Foul called before the shot. And that's the second on Sven Hunt.
And after that whistle, we saw a little bit of that spin move. That's a move that Jaleel Charles really likes to do when he gets his back to the basket.
So Charles threw up the air ball, and Queensboro has committed 6 fouls in the first 4 minutes of this half, so Nassau will be going to the line from here on out. Wills with the rebound. Going inside. Waldron got a hand on the shot. Now the Lions the other way. Sainville. And a blocking foul is called. And if that's on Paul, that's 4, and it is. 1 more and he's gone. And Chateau is getting ready to go back in for the Tigers.
I hate to be the contradictory guy, but he fouled the guy. At least he didn't let him take a layup. But now he's got 4 fouls early in the second half, and he's going to be on the bench. But at least he's challenging the guard in transition.
Sainville has his first point of the night, and all of a sudden the lead is up to 20.
And now they're taking a chance bringing Chateau in with 3 fouls, giving Hunt a little bit of a rest, who did a pretty good job early in this first half. He'll be back soon.
And Elijah Trotman is in for the Tigers as the lead is up to 21. It's 58-37. And more pressure from the Lions. Chateau. And a foul is called. Foul is on Jaleel Charles, his 3rd.
And Charles has, I think he was trying to take a charge on that, but he's standing with his hands up. I mean, he doesn't want to foul guys, but got to challenge it a little bit more.
Chateau makes the first. Chateau's been quiet. That was only his 3rd point, and he spent a lot of the first half on the bench with the 2 fouls.
I'll be ready for some pressure from Queensborough right now on this make.
Chateau makes both. It's 58-39. Charles gets it to Chambers. Chambers back to Charles. Charles the spin move on Chateau, and Charles puts it in off glass. He makes it look so easy.
Well, we mentioned earlier he has great footwork, and he really showed it there. Really pretty move. Made with his feet.
Trotman shot is blocked from behind by Mack. And nice play by Shrestha to take it away from behind from Waldron. White lost it, and the ball will go back to Nassau.
Lost it off his face. A great tip from behind by Bibman Shrestha. That's a play a lot of teams practice. Chasing down the ball handler and tipping it from behind without fouling. It's a good hustle play.
Charles had his shot stuffed. And now the Tigers running the other way. Shrestha, the little floater is no good. And now the Lions come back the other way. Jaleel Charles stuffs it home. 62-39. Strange faces game. They're just going up and down. They don't care if the shots are going in or not. They're running either way.
Yeah, Queensborough is out of sorts right now.
Chateau may have thrown the elbow to Charles.
Great job by the ref, jumping right in the middle of it.
Would you have the guts to jump in the middle of Chateau and Charles?
Sure. If I was built like that ref. He's got about 100 pounds of muscle on me.
That's number 4 on Chateau. Amengo is going to stick with him. Can't really play to the fouls now when you're down by 23.
Yeah. I mean, when you're behind this much, it's hard to sit in a zone. But they have a lot of foul trouble. I mean, it kind of protects guys a little bit in that way.
And Sainville from downtown makes it 65-39.
This one is getting away from the Tigers.
White lost it, but Wills picks it up. Wills can't finish. Charles hit the ground. Shrestha for 3, and it's good. And Bibbin makes it 65-42.
Now, Queensborough should just concentrate on one possession, one defensive stop right now. Just do one possession at a time. And that's what coach should be telling them right now in this huddle after this timeout called by Nassau.
A.J. Winder calls timeout. I think he may get Charles out of the game. There's been a little bit between Chateau and Charles. I don't think A.J. Winder wants that to heat up anymore.
I think that's a great move by Coach Winder. He's didn't win the region last year for nothing. It's a good idea. And also they have a big lead now. Why not protect them a little bit? And if they need to use them later, they're certainly going to get them some more minutes. Again, if you're Coach Amengo over there at Queensborough, one possession at a time. You don't look at the scoreboard. There's a lot of time left, 1 million possessions to go. just get one defensive stop at a time. Just worry about this possession. We get the ball back, then let's run some good offense, get a good shot, make or miss, just get back and just get one more stop. And then you never know. All of a sudden, the score gets closer and closer, without really realizing it. But you can't make a 20-point shot. One possession at a time here, and it's got to start on the defensive end.
And Queensboro in that 2-3 zone. Outside, Chambers for three. No good, and Wills with the rebound.
All right, there's one.
And there's a turnover.
Didn't know we'd need to get that second stop so quickly.
13:20 to go. Nassau leading 65-42. Outside three-pointer is no good. Light is there with the rebound and tipped it to Shrestha. Bibbin to Light. Swings it to Lee. Corner three is no good, but he's fouled in the act of shooting.
Really good job by Queensboro. Light made a great extra pass, and coaches talk about that all the time. Get the ball to one side of the court. Defense shifts. It gets to that first pass got to Light. Yeah, he was open. He was kind of open, but the next guy is really open. So he reversed it one more pass, and we had a wide open look. He missed it, but got fouled, and it looks like he's going to get 3 free throws.
That's number 3 on Mack. And Lee misses the first. Need to make your free throws if you want a chance of coming back.
Yeah, it's hard when you don't put the ball in the basket to come back when you're behind.
As Elijah Chambers goes to the bench for Nassau. Lee makes the second. 65-43.
Lee's nearly a 75% free throw shooter this season.
Lee makes 2 out of the 3. It's 65-44.
He's the 1-2-2 press again by Queensboro with Hunt up on the ball using his length and quickness. Try to get a deflection, and he's going to set that first trap.
Now the refs will confer. And it's a turnover. The ball will go back to the Tigers.
One of the few times we've seen Hunt and Chateau in the game together. Makes them a lot more formidable when those two can play together. Foul trouble has hurt them today.
Lee goes inside to Chateau, back to Lee, and Lee puts it in.
Really nice pass by Chateau. Not forcing a tough back to the basket move. Good look, good give and go.
65-46. Loose ball, and Nassau picks it up. Sainville to Mack, and Mack is fouled. They almost forced another turnover.
Yeah, Queensboro is not laying down here. They're coming at them here. Working really hard on their press. Guys are diving on the floor, trying to get the loose balls now. Once they get Nassau got loose, unfortunately had to commit foul.
Mack makes the first. He has 18 points tonight. And another tough thing for Queensboro, that was the third foul on Light. So look at the guys who are in now. Light has 3. As Mack hits both, it's 67-46. And Chateau has 4. Chateau with the long pass to Hunt. Lee had it knocked away, and a foul is called against Nassau. And A.J. Winder must be going, why are we fouling up by 21?
Well, Queensboro, it's hard to tell a kid not to defend. The kid on Queensboro is driving really hard, trying to move his feet, and just kind of reached in a little bit.
That's number 4 on Sainville, so he'll go to the bench.
And if Queensboro keeps attacking and they can get fouls, once they get into bonus, you can start scoring without the clock moving. That's what they need when they're behind.
Shrestha. Bounce pass, Hunt. That foul was before the shot. So no free throws on that. Second foul on McDonald. Next foul will put Queensboro on the line. Shrestha in the lane, and the shot is good. 67-48.
Yeah, for a little guy, not afraid to drive the lane. He's made 3 shots going to the basket.
And then Green takes it all the way, and Chateau had to pull back a little bit or else he would have fouled out at 69-48.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing about playing with fouls. Takes away some aggressiveness sometimes.
And Lee is fouled. And then a technical foul against the Lions.
I think both of those fouls were on Gabardon, right? The tech as well.
Gabardon called for 2nd and 3rd fouls. Trying to figure out who's taking the free throws. It will be Lee. Lee misses the first. AJ Winder must be thinking he'll need to give them any gifts.
Yeah, exactly. It's the one way Queensborough can come back is to score without the clock moving, like with free throws, and if Nassau starts getting sloppy and turning the ball over.
Lee misses both.
Well, he's a 75% shooter, so I guess we could say he's due now.
It'll be Light taking these free throws. Light makes the first.
Now these have to be the Texas. Light is an 89% free throw shooter. Very, very good shooter. 25 for 28 on the season.
And the Mike Kerr jink.
That's the Joner. Sorry, Mr. Light. That was my fault. I should know better.
Read the stats after he shoots.
You're right. The Jonah.
Putting the hex on him at 69-49. Nassau still up by 20. Bibbin spin move inside, and the shot is good.
Another nice scoring move to the basket for Bibbin Strezza.
And that shot is no good. Light to Lee. Queensborough with numbers. Bibbin to Hunt. Hunt outside. Light for 3. No good. You think Hunt's got to go up with that one?
Yeah, you can power it up because even if you just get fouled, it's very productive.
And Queensborough quietly on a 12-4 run. 26-point game is down to 18. There's a 3-pointer, no good.
There you go.
Nothing but white jerseys there. Chateau pulled in the rebound.
Yes, Queensborough starting to string together some stops here. So we talked about now they got to convert on the other ends.
It's a nice move, no basket though. Chateau couldn't finish.
And you can't. I mean, they're giving away free throws. They're giving away literally wide open layups. This is not a great formula for a comeback.
Mack misses. You wonder when it gets to the point where Nassau starts to run a little clock also on their possessions.
Well, it's still a little early. You know what it is? I mean, Queensborough's getting their stops now, but another missed shot that's makeable. Tough, but
and
makeable.
Then Chateau with a bit of a frustration foul, and that's 5 on him.
No question. Frustration foul, yep.
And he's done. And Chateau fouls out with 10:21 remaining.
And you have to hope that wasn't like Queensborough's last push to get back in this game. I think they still have guys that are playing really hard. They're doing a much better job on defense, making Nassau miss and getting that first rebound. So they still have a chance to continue to make this comeback.
And David Stewart, number 10, is in now for Queensborough.
Yeah, and I think if you're Nassau, obviously there's no need to panic. You don't want to start holding the ball, but you want to run your offense. You know, you want to make sure you're getting stops.
Remember, you said 75 would be the number that you thought could win it. 71-51.
It could.
10:21 to go, and now the clock runs. And pushing off against Resta.
Yeah, honestly, I think he just lost his balance and almost fell into Kavion Green and just kind of put his hand on him to support himself. Kind of a funny looking move.
And Nassau breaking the Queensboro press. Green doubled, then swings it outside. Three-pointer in the corner is good.
Really great, another great extra pass, this time by Mack. Like we talked about when Queensboro did it earlier.
Wonder if that might be a dagger. It's 74-51. That shot is good. Shrestha has 13 points now, and there's a turnover. And Bibbin back the other way. Hunt puts it in.
Bibbin Shrestha has really had some half this half. He's taking it right at Nassau. They don't have an answer for that little guy.
74-55. Green is fouled.
Well, that's a good foul, David. That's the foul we were talking about earlier. Don't give him a layup.
And only Stewart's first.
Right. Make him earn it at the foul line. Kavion Green only a 49% free throw shooter.
First one is no good.
Also wondering if and when Coach Winder will bring Jaleel Charles back in the game. Queensboro's had all kinds of trouble with him.
Misses both. White to Bibbin, and Shrestha's jumper is blocked. Couldn't save it in. And the other thing, AJ took Jaleel out to avoid him going against Chateau, and now Chateau fouled out.
All right, well, yeah, that obstacle is averted.
And timeout taken by Nassau. 9:21 to go. The Lions leading the Tigers 74-55.
Yeah, again, no reason for Coach Winder to panic into anything other than just playing solid basketball on both ends of the floor, not turning it over, making sure they're getting defensive stops, and just continue to play together and not worry about the clock right now. There's a lot of time left. They need to play really good basketball for 9.5 minutes.
And especially in a game where each team has been pressing so much and still a lot of possessions left.
Right, well, Queensboro is going to continue to press, I'm sure. They need the ball. Nassau certainly doesn't have to, but they like to, and that's kind of their style. And there's nothing wrong with pressing, when you're ahead. I mean, they're not trying to run it up or anything. They just, they're forcing Queensboro to make mistakes, and if they do continue to do that. But they don't need to hold the ball or anything like that yet.
If you were the Tigers, there's still a lot of time left. Would you think about fouling intentionally earlier than you usually would?
Maybe earlier than I usually would, but not yet. I mean, 9 minutes left. I'm not sure they have enough bodies on the bench to handle that. I would say they just need to play solid defense. And, we mentioned it, I think, in a previous timeout. And they strung together some stops, and it got them back within a little bit of striking distance. And now Nassau has increased that lead since then a little bit. They have to continue to play this game one possession at a time, and it's got to be on the defensive end. They're having some success with Bibbin Shrestha driving to the basket. They're having some success with Hunt crashing the boards, on offense. So they're getting some things done, on both ends of the floor. But they need to continue to be consistent with it.
And there's a foul against Nassau, so Queensboro will get some free throws. At least a 1-and-1, and that's number 4 on Eric Mack.
That's big. He's been a very, very good. He's been the best player for Nassau today. And again, another opportunity for Queensboro to score without the clock moving. They need to convert these free throws.
Hunt with 10 points on the night. Makes the first. You like AJ sticking with Mack with the 4 fouls?
With this much time, I would probably take him out, maybe give him this offensive possession, and then take him out. I was big with that as a coach. I would let him play the next offensive possession. Well, he's got Charles coming to the table, probably to get him.
But how many times were you up by 17?
Sorry,
Coach.
Choose not to answer that question.
And now he gets Mack out of the game. Chambers dribbles back out. Good ball movement. Outside Waldron. Fake the three. Waldron swings it. The long two is an air ball from Kevon Chambers. Queensboro pushing. Shrestha, the crossover went off the ref and he kept it in bounds or else it would have gone out, and timeout is taken by Queensboro. It's a little break for the Tigers.
Yeah, definitely a break. The ref is considered part of the court or part of the floor. So if the ball hits him, it's just as if it bounced on the floor. Sometimes you get a lucky bounce off the ref, sometimes you get an unlucky bounce.
Queensboro actually on a 6-0 run in the last 80 seconds. Still a lot of ground to make up, 74-57 with 8:39 to go.
Yeah, no, Queensboro is still plugging away, still playing hard, trying to get some stops together and trying to force some turnovers. Coach Winder getting into his team a little bit in the huddle. He's not happy. I mean, a lead is a lead, but you need to play well the entire game.
Bibbin. Queensboro can make it a 14 or 15-point game here. 8.5 minutes to play. White going inside. The lefty shot is no good. One with the opposite hand, and Nassau has the ball. Chambers to Waldron. Waldron takes a three, and it's good. Waldron from downtown. It's back up to a 20-point game.
Waldron not known as a three-point shooter, but that was nothing but net there.
Shrestha, floater, no good, and chased down by Waldron. Swinging it around, Waldron thought about another three and picks it up. They go inside. Charles, the spin move. He got Stewart up in the air. No good. Rebounded by Light. And Light the other way. If Queensboro has any chance of coming back, they need to start making a run now. It's a 20-point game, 7.5 to play. Shrestha misses a three. Light with the rebound. And Charles is called for a foul.
Good hustle by Light, chasing down the offensive rebound, powering it up, and drawing a foul.
And that's number 4 on Charles. So very quietly, the fouls have been piling up for the Lions.
And because of that, the last 3 or 4 minutes of this game have taken a lot more than 3 or 4 real-time minutes.
First one is good. White has 10 points. It's 77-58. The foul trouble doesn't look quite as bad when you're up by 19.
Definitely doesn't. Doesn't feel quite as bad either.
77-59 after the free throws. Some pressure from the Tigers. Lions with the fast break, and they slow it up. The clock is not a friend of the Tigers right now. Chambers. To the other Chambers. Waldron. Kevin Chambers inside. Charles lost the handle on it. Tigers running the other way. Lee, the circus shot is good off glass. 77-61. Elijah Chambers lost it, and the ball goes to the Tigers.
Momentum is starting to swing slowly in the Tigers' favor.
QCC still hanging around.
Still plenty of time left.
6:43 to go. They were down by as many as 26 earlier in the half. I think Nassau still feels good. If Queensboro makes it a single-digit game, that would be a big line to cross.
Then it's time for Coach Winder to start coaching again.
Lee to the basket. The shot was blocked. Wills chases it down. Inside, Hunt. And Hunt puts it in.
Nice move.
And Charles didn't want to contest too much with the 4 fouls. It's a 14-point game. And still 6:15 to play. And Charles got behind the defense and lost it on the way up. Queensboro the other way in a terrible pass. 6 minutes to go, 77-63.
So Nassau ended up with the ball back, but Charles missed that play because he's going up with one hand, trying to make it look pretty, and the defense knocked the ball away. No foul.
Charles with the
Take it
rebound.
strong.
Had it taken away by Gill. Gill alley-oop. And White trying alley-oop down by 14 with 5:35 to go. And Chambers is fouled by Light.
So the way Chambers just went to the basket is the way Queensboro should be going to the basket. This is not a time to get sloppy. They've been doing a very good job getting to the rim and drawing contact and getting fouls, getting to the free throw line and getting points that way. And now game gets a little sped up and guys need to keep their poise a little bit more.
And that's number 4 on Light. Evan Chambers has his first point of the night. Look at the fouls in this game. 3 Nassau players have 4, and 2 Queensboro players have 4, plus Chateau fouled out.
Yeah, that's not an ugly game or a sloppy game, just a physical game, a lot of up and down, a lot of possessions. I think the foul calls were fine. Just a lot of them.
It's a near turnover. Wills got it back. Light up ahead. And then Light got it back going inside. And then he went up for the shot. Wills gets it back. Hands off to Hunt. Hunt couldn't finish. Tipped, and Nassau has it. Light probably should have shot it when he was halfway in the air. And Green is fouled, and I believe it's on Eric Light. And if it is, he's done.
Yeah, Light anticipated that Jaleel Charles was going to come at him, and then he passed it, and Jaleel Charles sort of faked at him, which he should, and got in the passing lane and was able to knock that away.
So Jordan Chateau fouled out with 10:21 to go, and Eric Light fouls out with 5:07 to go.
Losing 2 starters when you're down 15 with 5 to go. Not the best situation, but your bench guys and your backup guys, they have to be ready. I mean, they practice too every day. So they have to be ready to keep their poise and keep plugging away and get themselves back in this game.
Green makes it 79-63. This also goes back to the point when I said, do you foul earlier than usual, and do they have enough bodies that they could even do that if they wanted to?
Right around now, you might think about in another minute or so, maybe picking out a few of the poorer Nassau free throw shooters, maybe fouling them when they get it. But you're right. I mean, they're running out of guys.
3-pointer was missed by Gill. Now 4:40 to play. Nassau up by 16. Waldron. Nassau running some clock. They're down to 10 on the shot clock. Waldron. The jumper is no good. And it will stay with the Lions. And timeout is called with 4:22 to go. 79-63 Nassau.
Well, Queensboro certainly not making it easy on Nassau. But they're starting to get a little sloppy. Losing a couple of their starters to fouls doesn't help either. And AJ's keeping his guys together. Trying to hold on to this fairly sizable lead.
And Nassau's got to feel good winning any game against a CUNY team fairly easily. Look at some of the games they've had against CUNY teams this year. They beat Hostos by 2 points. They beat Kingsborough by 2 points. Lost to BMCC by 3. Beat Bronx by 2. Lost to Kingsborough by 3. Beat BMCC by 9. So a lot of single-digit games. They also lost to LaGuardia by 16 and beat LaGuardia by 11. And then they actually lost to Hostos, but Hostos had to forfeit that game. So it became a 2-0 Nassau win.
Yeah, that was a recent development. I think overall the CUNY League is up this year. I mean, better than it is in some other years. I think top to bottom, it's pretty solid. Not a big surprise that Nassau plays in a lot of close games against the CUNY teams.
So So the Lions lead 79-63, 4:20 to go.
Queensboro staying in that zone, not coming out to get it. I mean, they're letting Nassau stand there and run clock if they choose to.
They go inside. Charles trying to save it in, and he was fouled on the way up. With 4:06 remaining, we'll see who that foul is on. It's number 4 on Wells. So another Tiger in danger of fouling out.
Who doesn't have 4 or 5? Start naming them by the guys who have less than 4 fouls.
Charles makes it first. He has 13 points on the night. It's 80-63. So 2 Tigers have already fouled out and 2 more have 4. That's one of the dangers in one of these up and down games.
Yeah, a lot of pressing, a lot of running around. Yeah, you're gonna commit a lot of fouls. Nassau has guys in foul trouble too. They haven't lost anyone yet, but they have a few that are close.
And there's a turnover under 4 minutes to play. AJ Winder doesn't want them to hold it. He's telling Saintville to get into the offense. Jones gets it inside to Charles, and Charles is called for traveling.
And Queensboro literally threw 3 guys down on Charles when he caught the ball in the low post. And Charles needs to recognize that and pass the ball out, get it reversed, and you'll have a wide open jump shot or dribble drive.
Wills, Hunt, and has it taken away with 3.5 minutes to play. I think Queensboro may have given all it could on the comeback effort.
Yeah, it's looking tough now to complete this comeback that they started. They're still working at it though, still coming at them and trying.
There's a foul against Nassau. Second foul on Waldron.
One of the few players in the game here that's not in foul trouble.
And a nice quiet game for Waldron, 13 points. A little under the radar.
Made a couple little pull-up jump shots off the dribble, made 1 3-pointer, which he's not really known for. He's had a nice little game.
Queensboro didn't do themselves any favors at the free throw line.
Not at all, not at all. Got to take advantage of those opportunities, and they missed a lot of shots right around the basket too, some of which were not heavily contested.
That shot is blocked by Wells. Queensboro back the other way. Lee outside. Paul. Spin move. And a foul called against the Lions. First foul on Kevin Chambers. Paul makes it first. This was a 13-point game at halftime, and Queensboro really never got that close again.
Yeah, this game, if Nassau hangs on to win this game the way it looks, Queensboro really lost this game in the first half. They gave Nassau far too many easy opportunities going to the basket and didn't take advantage of some of the opportunities that they may have had.
81-66, under 3 minutes to go. The pull-up jumper is no good. And a tie-up, and the ball will go to Queensboro. What do you think of that, taking a shot 5 seconds into the shot clock?
Well, sometimes it's hard, to tell a 17-year-old or an 18-year-old mind to keep your poise all the time, and you think you have a lane to the basket. Guys want to score. But you got to understand time and score in a game.
And the lead is down to 13 as Paul puts it in.
Nassau's got to start limiting Queensboro's possessions. And they're going to have to start fouling, that's right.
There's a foul, but if that's on Wills, that's 5 for him. And that is. And Wills, so that's the third Tiger to foul out. And if you foul, shouldn't there be a thing saying you shouldn't be the one to give the foul? You have 4.
Yeah, if coach is telling them, hey, it's time to foul now, yeah, I mean, there's enough time where they can almost choose their person to foul.
Sainville makes it first, 82-68. As Jaleel Charles goes to the bench.
He's replaced by Alan McDonald.
And Charles 14 points on the night, just below his season average of 16. As Sainville makes both, 83-68.
Nassau is still guarding three-quarter court with a little 2-2-1 press. Not
Monroe with the rebound, and he's fouled on the way up.
just going to say, not sure I agree with Nassau extending their defense so much because they really gave up an open layup, but Queensboro missed it. Lucky enough to have Monroe get that rebound and get fouled going back up for the second attempt.
That was the first foul on Elijah Chambers. Monroe looking for his first point and has it. 83-69. Splitting the free throws. And foul was called. This is another one against Nassau. And that's number 3 on McDonald. So more free throws for Queensboro.
That's a nice break for Queensboro to get that a foul, well, from this free throw. Get him right back to the line.
And all of a sudden you look at Nassau's foul situation. As Trotman has his first point of the night, and Sainville has 4, and Mack has 4, and Charles has 4, and McDonald and Gabadon have 3 apiece. Trotman splits the free throws, and Paul with the offensive rebound.
A lot of extra opportunities for the Tigers here.
Monroe outside, Shrestha jumper, rattles out.
That was in the basket and out. In the basket and out.
And Queensboro not pressing. Under 2 minutes to play, it's 83-70.
Still playing zone. Nassau could stand there with it.
Go outside and they run the clock.
Now just play out the possession. You don't want to foul now with 10 on the shot clock.
Outside the three-pointer. Forget the rebound. Green hits the 3. 86-70 with 1:31 to go.
That's a backbreaker, that shot. They ran that possession all the way down to the end of the shot clock, and Nassau still came away with points.
What more could you ask for if you're the Lions? Take off 30-something seconds and get the 3 points. Were you a little surprised Queensboro going into the zone?
Surprised that they're staying in the zone. Obviously, that's their identity, and they play it most of the game. But when you're down double figures, you need to either extend that zone into some kind of a trapping zone and try to force a turnover or a quick shot, or you got to come out in man and start pressuring guys.
So Green hit the three-pointer. The point totals for Nassau, you have Waldron with 13, Chambers with 10, Green with 15, Mack with 19, and Charles with 14.
Very balanced scoring. They have a lot of weapons. And everybody's chipped in.
They have 4 guys averaging double-digit points on the year.
Yeah, well, those are the hardest teams to play against. I always felt that the best teams were the teams that didn't have a guy who scored 25 a game. Their leading scorer may only have 13 or 14 points a game, but they have 5 or 6 guys that are like between 9 and 14. Because that's a balanced attack. You can't just key on one guy on your scouting report. You really gotta have 5 good defenders on the floor all the time, and not everybody can do that.
And I guess Queensboro's what if they made some more free throws, and they missed a lot of shots right at the basket, a dunk, a few bunnies.
Absolutely, absolutely, a lot of what ifs. These are the nights that coaches don't get a whole lot of shut eye.
86-70, 85 seconds to go.
Queensboro did the exact right thing, just didn't execute the pass. Drew defense in with the drive, looking to kick it out for a 3-point shot. Just got to execute the little things.
He was wide open for a 3.
Yeah, and Queensboro did a nice job on the drive and kick.
And a foul is given by Bibbin. So some more free throws for Nassau.
So what do you think, David? Is my mystical 75-point total going to hold up? It's going to be close.
Yeah.
I've never made that guess with like 18 minutes to go in the game. Usually with only a few minutes left, it's a lot easier to be accurate. We'll see if the old coach can still pick them.
First one is good. 87-70. Second one is short. Minute 20 to go. Paul misses. And Nassau is going to survive a rally in the second half by Queensborough. It was 26 and they cut it to 13.
Yeah, it definitely appears like they're going to come away with the W here. The Nassau Lions.
This would drop Queensborough to 6-10 in regional play. Still on the cusp of that 8 spot. As McDonald puts it in off glass, 89-70.
Nice steal and pass there, too.
Queensborough's had some trouble this year putting 40 good minutes together. They play good in spurts.
Well, they definitely did tonight. They didn't put 40 together, but they definitely played very well in some spurts.
And Nassau can just run out the clock.
But what really hurt Queensborough was some sloppy play in the first half. Foul trouble hurt them. And just not taking advantage of missing too many free throws, missing some easy shots around the basket. You got to take advantage of those things.
And a foul given with 7 seconds remaining, and that's the 5th on Paul, so he'll foul out. So that's 4 Tigers who foul out. An impressive win for the defending Region 15 champions.
For sure, yeah. They have a real solid team. And again, as I said at the opening, very well coached by A.J. Winder, as always. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with this season as well in Region 15.
Queensborough looks like it might be tough for them to make the CUNY playoffs. They would need a little help. They need Nassau to lose a few games. And they need to beat Hostos and BMCC. They only have 2 games left in CUNY. The region looks like they can be an 8 seed.
Right, well, that's what they want to shoot for then. I mean, you want to get into the dance, and then anything can happen once you're on the dance floor.
But a tough loss for the Tigers tonight. As Trotman beats the buzzer. 91-73, Nassau. They win going away. They led by 13 at halftime. They led by as many as 26 in the second half. What do you say when so many guys can score in double digits and Queensborough was just turning it over and fouling out?
Yeah, well, Queensborough had a lot of obstacles to overcome tonight, and obviously didn't overcome enough of them to get the W here. You know, the foul trouble really hurt them a lot. They're a little, I don't want to say sloppy play in the first half, but they definitely didn't play a really smooth first half. And, you know, they missed a lot of easy shots, free throws. I mean, they're free for a reason, and give them credit. They did a great job being down double figures. They got to the line a lot in the middle area of the second half. That's really important. Like, that's going to get you back in games, but you have to convert them. I mean, you have to shoot a high percentage when you get those opportunities. And again, you know, the foul trouble hurt them, especially down the stretch when Light fouled out and Chateau fouled out actually prior to that.
So the final score from Queensborough, the Lions 91, the Tigers 73. From Mike Kerr, this is David Russell. Thanks for watching.